I've started streaming since we might as well hang out together like old friends.
Very cool. Does the Sabaris Prime has a decent dispo also, so I don't think that's going to take over.
It does, from what I have seen and what from people have tested, it's actually the deck Cerberus that's the best one because of the increased base crit.
Wait, HyperX, are you being serious? It's better than Ceramic?
Oh, the Okina?
Yeah.
I would say so, because actually, think about it now, you mentioned buffs. There is one they need to fix. The freeze combo thing, you know, the one where you holster the weapon, it freezes combo, doesn't work right now. So that has to get fixed.
Moog says, also the daggers do so much damage that they can one-shot base SP.
Yep.
And if they kill, they can generate new daggers, so you could, in theory, make an AFK build, which is funny.
I've seen people doing that with Vauban, because Vauban can do that.
Just permabuff?
Kind of, yeah.
For the grouping?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these daggers are so goddamn stupid, and I love them.
Cerberus.
These Carvias seem Master Entrati's experiments are under threat from the murmur.
Man, I got some good weapons this week. Hell yeah.
3510.
Vauban mentioned, let's go. Hey, D's gas prices. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Die. How you doing, buddy?
Unrelated, but I didn't know you could use Loki's 3 on corpses. Yeah. You can use Loki's 3 on a lot of shit you're not supposed to.
That's actually really fun.
What's the Acolyte that has Loki's 3 where it swaps?
That would be Mania, I think?
Yeah, well, apparently it's a line of sight.
Is it really?
So if you're fast enough, there was one time, I forget who I was playing with, but I actually caught a video of it. Where it swapped the excavator with the Acolyte. So it's like, okay.
Wait, can you actually do that with the actual excavator, though?
Nah, it was the Acolyte.
Aw, that's sad.
It was some spaghetti code.
That's really funny.
Alright, let's see. 4-round burst and gains blast status.
Also, by the way, those on my stream, you guys can hear Gamble, right? I'm also going to turn on some music on my end. If I can find Spotify.
4-round burst, increase base damage by 15. On consecutive weak point hits, increase base by 5. Or increase base by 15. Or gain 15 multi-shot.
Me when the Acolyte jumps off of a cliff and salts with my... Yo, Moosh! How you doing, buddy?
Oh, yeah, Sci-Fi's live, by the way. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me find your channel.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, Moosh, me and Gamble are both live. Gamble mentioned let's go. The goats.
Serious. When you're subbed to all 3.
Hey, HyperX, how you doing? Also, I might turn you up in Discord a little bit. There we go.
So even the extra status chance from the Prime?
For what?
The Sabaris?
I mean, it kind of depends. I've just heard people say that the Dex is the best one because of the grip, but the status might be better if that's what you're going for.
Base magazine by 15.
Yeah, I have you both open. Don't worry. Oh, nice. I go back and watch those Archon mod vids to relive the good old days.
I cannot sub to myself, so I can't relate. Same Moog. Okay, let's see. Evo 4. Base status chance by 8. Effect levels on full burst hit. Plus 20% damage. Is that multiplicative or additive? Does anybody know?
For the Sybaris?
Yeah.
I think it's multiplicative, at least from what I've seen.
It's the same. It's basically the same stuff. I mean, the status chance bump.
Actually, while Gamble's figuring out which incarnates to do, I might go do a test run with this Dara build that I got. Oh, hey! Someone subbed to me.
Increase weakness by 15. Plus
Yo,
5.
Moose just subscribed. Hell yeah. I'll send you the video on Discord. Feel free to show it on stream if you want. I don't mind. No worries. No worries, Moosh. Let's go test this build. Actually, nah.
I never incarnoned the lotto. Ew.
Dang. Bro's behind on them in comments. I'm just kidding, I probably only have half of them myself.
Quick deaths, and I with your victory.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way.
I guess I'll get the lotto vandal too. I guess I got the Incarnon and just never transferred it. Alright, I got some Incarnons to upgrade. Let me see what the challenges are for these. Maybe I can knock this out.
Greetings, Mr. Streamerman. Hello, Fino. How you doing, buddy? We also got a very esteemed guest here, Mr. Gamble himself. The Jared Leto. Hey, Liu. How you doing, buddy?
Let me pop out your chat.
Life support on the way.
Corrosive Cold is not bad on the Dara, by the way.
Okay. Is it a lot of raw damage?
It's a raw damage weapon, yeah. Like the raw damage of
I delivered a life support
the
capsule.
Incarnate is pretty nuts. Actually, it has also magnetic damage at base on it,
Gotcha, gotcha.
which I actually really like. Makes it good as an Eximus killer. From what I've seen, did you watch the Sopia's video where he was using the Dara?
No.
He was killing level cap disruption enemies with it in like 1 to 2 hits with the build that he was running.
Jeez, okay.
Because it's like, it's very much a raw damage weapon, it seems, not a status weapon. Which is kind of refreshing, actually.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
Oh, I renamed, since it's HyperXD, former my team name, Nipides. Oh, I see. No worries, HyperX. It's okay. Honestly, easier to read that way.
Alright,
There
that
is
one's
such
done.
a super pick. This thing's shreds. But you need to build status to get there. Yeah, I know the perk. So what's interesting, by the way, Gamble, about the Dara and the Sester perks is on the final perk, it has a thing where if you mod for crit chance on the in the case of the Sestra, if you mod for crit chance, it'll also boost your base status chance, and it's vice versa for the Dara.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a really unique way of building, because then you can build into pure status if you want to, and get a bunch of crit as well. It does have a cap, so you still need to put on, like, crit boosting mods. But it's really neat. Let's see how this looks against an acolyte specifically. Yeah, as far as I could tell with the Dara, it's not a weapon where you're gonna want to use it all the time. You'll want to swap off, but it's really good as like a tank buster weapon, it seems, which is really neat.
A still, that's pretty good.
It's refreshing. Exact refreshing and build variety I was looking for. Hell yeah. I think we grab a life support. God damn it. Actually,
The operative has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work. When you are ready, go to extraction. You're running out of time.
Alright, so those are all done.
let's leave.
Now I gotta do the activations.
Actually, think about it now, the Dara with Blast would probably be pretty good because of the really high base damage. I'm gonna try that.
As you conquer the foe, so you.
Because right now I'm looking for Kome weapons.
Have you tried anything with the Bronco Incarnate and Dizzying Rounds before? Each ricochet shot opens enemies to finishes as well. I have not, Leyu. I've thought of getting the mod, I just haven't had the time. So far I've been rocking it with Cortea's 4th. That sounds pretty cool. Try Blast. Electric Blast.
Alright, 100 enemies, 100 enemies. And 6 times.
So which Incarnate are you unlocking right now?
All 3 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the reset thing for the activations.
Oh, just like getting them unlocked and then just leaving the mission.
Yeah, just escaping out.
Think smarter, not harder.
Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Actually, yeah, we'll see that.
Hello. I'm detecting a synthesis target. Use the synthesis scanner to track the creature.
Okay, running Blast seems to help a little bit with the AoE kind of stuff. Not a whole lot.
You think they're gonna make everything in Karnan?
I
They seem to
mean,
be making slow progress on it.
Prepare for life support.
at this point, if it's like, oh, we're using this to bring weapons in line, theoretically, yes. Blast with fashion.
I can't-
is very nice.
I can't wait till we get our first like Kuva in Karnan.
Oh god. No, an
Dude,
incarnate.
could you even
incarnate.
imagine?
An incarnate.
Right?
Activating it.
Oh man.
Hey, don't joke about the Convectrix, dude.
That's a
You
good
would ask-
fucking weapon. Who said that?
No, but what I mean is like, if you would have told me that they were gonna come out with a Incarnon for a weapon that recently got a relevant prime, I would have been like, nah, dude. It's for like weird stuff where it's like an interesting mechanic.
Honestly, the fact that the Convectrix exists is enough. The thing is actually cancer. Like, I forgot, Gamble, did you watch my alchemy level cap that I did a week ago?
No, I think I was working when you did it.
Well, I was using the Convectrix and it was still killing things at level cap, like, easily. Like, that thing is evil.
Oh, I believe it, dude. It's so much slash.
No, I was running electricity on it. Like,
Oh, really?
The
Okay.
electric dots were just crazy.
Additional life support has arrived.
Yeah, Blast definitely seems to help the Dara, but it definitely feels more like it's meant to be a tank buster weapon, which is nice. Die. I will say though, depending on how much you experiment with the Okina today, right? I was actually wondering if you'd like to help me with something involving it.
Yeah, sure, dude.
So, you know the cold thing that I was talking about, with how it like procs all the elements technically, even the combined ones on the dagger?
Yeah.
I need help figuring out how that actually works, because I don't know if it's because it's like a damage instance of cold, and then it like combines yet also separate, or if it's like a just like a status effect combination kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where it's just the status itself, not actually damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be that it's a cold element plus a force proc. That's why like, I thought like the epitaph, right? But it might be more like the lens, or say like the Mutilus Cernos, where the mechanic of the cold proc is something built in, but the element is actually modded on.
I see. Which makes me wonder if the 100 damage that the Okina Incarnate gets when you transform is the cold damage.
When you need, the extraction is ready.
I just don't
It
know
might
how.
be.
I just don't know how I would test for that.
Pennant, Convectrix, Incarnon. It's getting all of it.
Oh god. Honestly, I would not mind the Tenet Convectrix though. Although it probably would never get one because it already has an alt fire. Oh no, that's right. Incarnate's not. It could get one. It seems to have a guaranteed force cold proc plus combined element. Had it trigger both magnetic and electric along with cold with just an yeah, Leo. That's what I was talking about on Gamble's stream earlier. It's like really weird with that.
projectile speed.
I will say, by the way, from what I've some of the tests I've done with the weapon, right, weren't exactly from me. They were from Jim the Fuzz. I think you've met him in the Discord. And
Yeah.
apparently the dagger seeking range is like 14 meters and can't be modded, from what he's told me.
Okay.
Which is crazy, because I thought it was like 5. Gamble streamed, notifications failed me again. I'm gonna switch this back to corrosive cold. I just realized I didn't share my stream. 1 second.
Portis finds it odd that humans only get a few years to live, yet spend most of that time
Doing everything wrong.
learning how to live.
Oh, Sci-Fi. I told you about Kome's mini nuke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was I talking with you or Professor Dystopia? I couldn't remember who it was in the
I think it was
Discord.
probably both of us, yeah. Because I know you told me about it.
All the build tubers not using the mecha set.
The mecha set is crazy good.
It's annoying though, but it's like one of the few sets that gets like exponentially stronger, right?
Mm-hmm. I have been heard that the Medjay Predicite is supposed to be really crazy with it.
All of my Predicites have mecha builds on them.
Based. I've also been using it with my Hiraz Kubro, and it's able to like nuke really easily, which is nice.
HyperX, I would have to test that, and depending on how fast the daggers are, that could potentially be really annoying.
What could be annoying?
How fast the Okina daggers travel.
They're kind of slow, but they're not. But they're not super fast either. You know what I mean? They're kind of like an in-between, and they don't seem to get affected by melee speed. Like, let me grab my build out real quick, actually, so I can show you this. That 60% status link just puts Kubros over Kavats for me. Yeah, I can see that.
You are a true hunter. Where would the sanctuary be without you?
Alright, so I'm in the Sanctum Simulacrum, so you can kind of see what we're talking about with these daggers. Does influence spread on dagger hits? It does, HyperX. Or it can. It's kind of hard to get it to really proc, but it can happen. So let me build up a combo first. Okay. Let me get some kills here. Alright, so now let me spawn new enemies with all these daggers. See? Like that.
Alright, that one's done.
It's not
That one's
super
done.
slow, but it's also not super fast. Like, it's not instant. It does have some travel time. So another maybe level cap viable lazy weapon on Loki. When I was using this in the level cap on Are those the Okinas? Yes, it is. I'm waiting. So, HyperX, when I was doing the level cap alchemy run, right? These things were doing okay up until level cap. I don't know if they would be the most viable there, though, personally. That's not to say they're bad. They're great. Influence and Vortex, weird how they work. Not complaining, though. Oh, yeah, melee Vortex on these things are hilarious. So, funny thing, Gamble. If you get a kill with the Okina dagger with Vortex on, it can also proc the Vortex, so you could just have, like, a random Vortex go off somewhere.
Gotcha.
It's probably my favorite of the builds. Melee Vortex. Zaz Whisper Loki with 4 purple towers. Oh god, HyperX. I do have a Limbo build that has 5 Tau purples, and that was pretty nuts. Like, I was getting,
Kids
like...
these days and their purple towels.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, they're really nice. I mean, getting, at least on the build that I was running, like a 12x crit multiplier is nothing to sneeze at. That should be it then. Some macro. I'm gonna pull up your stream real quick. 1 second.
You know, Cirrus was complimenting me on the Neja. Bro, I have so little on this Neja. The only thing that I did was evened out the color space on the color quality. Like, I just sort of muted everything.
Wait, spinning?
Like, the only...
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Like, the only thing that's really a fashion choice is the Sayandana, right? Like, I have no accessories on it. And obviously the Ephemeris from Neja Prime Access, but the it's a Tenno-gen back piece. Oh, which Archon Shard? I don't know, it's 5 Taus. I'll have to look at it.
So get this from D's gas prices in my Discord. Apparently, Spinning Needle's block combo triggers afflictions every time, turning every assassin to death in like 2 to 3 hits. Jesus.
Yeah.
How you doing, something? Hey, Dark, I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How about you, man? Heading out, Jets.
Yeah, it's the
good.
lunge.
Don't forget to stretch and hydrate. See you later. Oh, the lunge forward. Ah, I see. It's pretty neat.
I don't care about Incarnate Timer.
Oh, by the way, one other thing. You can't use the Okina as like a stat stick that much because the freeze combo timer apparently before it got bugged out and doesn't work. Apparently, it doesn't work with exalted weapons or like pseudo exalts.
Gotcha.
Just the block too. I see these gas prices. Thank you, my friend. Right now, looking at how I'm still trying to farm the Sporosaurus, I'm thinking to myself, I can't believe we're actually getting one, like a infested one in 1999. The new liches.
Increase base crit chance by 25%. Current status chance up to 35%. And it counts as base.
Doing good, just going to do SP, need SCN to level the Volker. Nice, man.
Oh, serious? Yeah, I saw the thing for it. It looked pretty nuts. Trinity's helmet, if they actually go through with that.
I would imagine that it's going to be heavily nerfed somehow. Because there's no way they're going to allow you to have 3 of those on the field that can instantly revive you. I could see them doing something where, like, you could have one on the field, right? And then once it uses it, like, you get revived, it goes into, like, a cooldown. I can see that being a way to balance it.
Yeah.
In that case, that'd be fine, because then at least it's, like, somewhat balanced. The Volcar argument from New Loka got changed to a 0.6x multi when aiming. Oh, that's interesting.
Man, look at this old ass build I got on here.
Hey Gambo, quick question. Do you have Riven space? Because I'm willing to give you a mod for free if you want one.
What is it?
An unrolled Lex Riven.
Lex?
Yeah.
Let me see if I got one.
It has damage to Corpus, critical damage, and damage to Grenier.
Nah, I'm good. I don't have one on this account, but I probably have that Riven somewhere. Not like that specific one, obviously.
Yeah,
And I'm at 179 or 180, and I'm trying to... If this guy will finally... If I can pick up a Haruto Riven, is what I've been trying to. Keep offloading my Rivens. I'm about to need another ult.
I think the Trinity stuff, even without a CD, it's only going to be okay as the sub-zoom. More likely it will not have the revive. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't have it. Alright, sell that. Alright, let's open up this shotgun ribbon.
Wow, this actually has 91% crit chance, 90% status chance. Jesus.
Sounds about right. Where do I have that shotgun? Like, what's this on? Let me see. Complete a defense. Oh my god, I literally just got rid of a ribbon with this mission on it. Wow. Alright, I guess I'm doing that real quick. It's my range build. Okay, here we go.
And it's innate magnetic on the Incarnon.
Yes.
Wait, so wouldn't that be a gas electric bill?
Were you talking about the Dara?
Yeah.
I've tried it with gas electric. I wasn't a huge fan. The electricity is nice, though. I'll say that.
Because it scales the magnetic AoE. So you get gas, magnetic, electricity all at the same time. Do I know how good the Volter Incarnon is? Pretty good. Serious, I'm not gonna lie, dude. All of the Incarnons are good. Like, there isn't a single one where it's like, oh, this is crap.
Hey,
Like-
Latoya, how you doing? Am I just sad
all
I
good.
read the passive change wrong, as when I did read it correctly, I found it was useless. I read it giving energy max, not HP max. And energy max will have made her unique and interesting. I think HP max is kind of fine. I mean, it's good for the early game.
Blast for the win. That might be the go-to. I closed my thing.
Let's see what-
Let me check what my my selection for EDA is this time.
Yeah, one sec. I also gotta finish what's it called? This ribbon challenge real quick. I gotta see what the shotgun ribbon has. We love scaling electric dots on overguarded shields. Hell yeah.
You must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
Alright, let me see what we got. Javlock, Evansong, Heck, Sonicor.
I got dual Toxos. I know that.
Oh, GG.
I just started farming stream mods, and I have only now checked what the drop rate is on them. Yeah, Rivens are freaky, and they will sell badly. Hey, Bites. Just standing here, menacingly.
Oh. So. Hello.
Box, word of warning, we're both streaming.
I know the description. I can see. I can read English, my friend.
Oh god.
I was honestly expecting to nuke your ears, so I was trying to warn you both. And nobody replied, so I assumed I would just unmute and mute real quick just to not make it too bad for you.
No worries.
What you doing?
We're
EDA.
gonna do some EDA pretty soon, yeah.
EDA, you say? I already did mine, but but I can do it with you if you want.
I have an extra hand if Gamble's cool with it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Does Nesh need to use Flow Arcane Battery for Health Tank? No.
I can join for EDA too. Yeah, sure, Dark, if you want to.
Let me show you my build. What is it, Tani? There's a flex slot up here. I forget what I'm using that. Hold on, let me get rid of that.
Another one.
Another one.
And another one. And another one.
With Arcane Velocity swapped for Blessing, this will face tank all the way up to 3k. And then you get one shot. Neja feels really, really, really good with Equilibrium builds because of the two.
Preach. Equilibrium is goated. On many frames, actually. My Nova uses Equilibrium shards. Like, one shard alone is a huge difference. Especially in this week's Deep Archive Media, where I had Nova with me. Where I basically had to rely on the Equilibrium effect to occasionally heal.
Dark, I agree. It should be able to, especially if you do the energy to HP. Or HP... If you take HP damage down to 2, right? Then it'll start draining your energy. It should massively multiply your EHP. And unless they fixed the bug with it, I can't really recommend it. And with that build, you're basically one energy drain away from dying.
I've honestly been using, what's it called, the redirection mods, you know, the ones for shield regen, and they're pretty nuts, actually.
They feel so good. Yeah. Especially if you do double shield regen. It feels so crisp.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't, the mod for the Grimoire also stack with it?
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's all multiplicative. And there is a cap. I think if you run all 3, you'll cap. Because what is it? It's like minus 90% shield delay. But I think the main reason why it's starting to feel better, because those mods, obviously not the Grimoire one, but the other mods have always been there. They've been there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue is that we've finally gotten to the point where we can blow up groups of enemies that by the time you get to the next group of enemy, your shield can legitimately be refilled. So even if you're not running like a catalyzed setup, you can be tanky enough to absorb 1, maybe 2 shots, and especially with the extended shield gate, you can blow up a group of enemies, rolling guard out, and then any enemies that aren't there you can kill really quick. And by the time you kill them, your shields have already regened. I think that's why it's starting to feel really, really good.
I am mostly
Is this
use
month
it for tanking with Limbo against Eximus abilities sometimes.
Okay, it's minus 80%. Bite Bitson said it. Yeah, I think the only exception to that was what, Gauss? And you had to use a focus skull to do it to get pure 100%.
If I only let me show you the build that I've been running real quick. Where are you? Aha, there you are.
Alright, let me use the bathroom real fast. I gotta go number one, I'll be real quick.
worries.
But I've got my setup.
Very nice. Oh, I still need to actually... Wait, I just remembered I still gotta see what I need to do.
I see you're using VDEX Burris as well. Good, good. That's the big one you should be using V Incarnate on.
Yeah, there we go. Just rank 4 fast deflection and Aegis also works on 300% strength Jade. Nice. Well, I don't know if I could use this here. I need to actually see what weapons I can use and what the perks are. Abilities durations reduced by 50%. Okay, gear embargo.
Yeah, that sucks.
Use a treatable energy exhaustion. Oh, that's nice. They swap. Alright, where's my Kuba comb?
I'm back.
Hello.
Where?
Not in Fat Pillow asked, does Siam heavy attack work through the rift?
It does not, sadly. It'd be cool if it did.
Do we have everybody?
I still need to do my build, sorry.
Okay.
I didn't realize you were already in here. Set up. Let me get the Toxo. And what weapon was it? Okay, CD Lacera. Vazarin has been a lifesaver in powerless CDA. Yeah, let's do that.
Cyan Campbell level cap tier list? I don't know, dude. Maybe.
At some point, I need to actually level cap everything first. So far, I've only done alchemy. One second, just gotta change my build again.
Oh, chandeliers. Let's get another 100.
Okay, there we go. Now let me just get my companion out, and then we should be good. Where are you? There you are.
Limbo is for sure S tier. It's a hard frame for smart people.
Yeah. Slushy? Oh, so Bite, the Slushy build, that's the Vile Rush build that I have. I just call it that because it's funny. And I think Dark said he wanted in, so let's invite him.
Wait, I wasn't there?
You left.
No, I didn't. I just went into my, what's it called? Arsenal.
Wait, Mecha Limbo. Hold on, fam, I gotcha.
Well, most of them. Well,
Becca Limbo is pretty nuts because it goes through the rift.
heads high and hearts full of fire. Let's
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. What makes it even funnier is if you run duplex bonds, so the duplex clones can hit through the rift as well. So long as they get the kill while the status effects are on them, they'll also spread the mecha set, which is really nice. So you don't necessarily have to have your crew bro be on the same plane to do shit.
Let's see. Each personal modifier grants one resource. Oh, hold on. Ability duration reduced by 50%. Gear cannot be used. Pickups do not heal, and health orbs cannot be picked up.
Just see if I
Okay,
can.
good thing.
I'm running Mole Reconstruct.
Equilibrium. Just use Equilibrium. Trust.
This should be pretty easy. Hey Wolf, I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you? We got Gamble and friends here today.
Good day. Or night. Or evening. Morning. Whatever.
I think he lives on the opposite side of the world, so I think it actually is nighttime for him.
Well, it is actually evening over here, so I wouldn't be surprised.
an obvious first attempt to blind us. This will fail. You
Tribe Magic. Dark Hole. What do you mean, Tribe Magi?
Oh, Billy's cost some energy and cast faster? Hell yeah.
Well, sucks to be those guys. Actually, Slova went hard on this when I was doing my Deep Arcadia.
Running the Koopa Coal. Oh yeah. Okay, the reduced duration thing is a little annoying, but it should be fine. You seem to get enough energy. Good morning. Don't know if you know, I noticed acid shells explosion shows to the rift. Just food for thought, maybe you'll come up with some build. I've tried that, Albert. The problem is that Limbo doesn't have a good enough buff to be able to take advantage of that sort of thing. At least as far as I can tell. Acid needs like Saren's or... Yeah, I was gonna say like Saren buffs. Okay, I'm out of energy, fuck. It's the energy leech, I forgot.
Can you waypoint it?
No, I have the energy leech per
Has V modifier where he loses energy. By the way, are we... Question, are we gonna do the Necromex or are we leaving them alone?
Hey Parky, how you doing?
That's up to you guys. I got equipment I can kill him with.
Same.
Alright then. Don't mind me. By the way, we need to keep healing the thing. You know the thing. The
Well,
objective.
the problem is I'm supposed to be defending it. The problem is I'm running out of energy too fast because of the fucking leech thing. I probably should have put Nexus on.
Wait, who nuked it this time? Who was it?
I have the Onos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but which one? Which one of you?
Which one are we defending?
No, who nuked the Necromech? And how?
Anyone have
That's
energy
my question.
regen?
You shoot its back, and it gives you flat 100 crit.
It is Rifty Time Wolf. Just I'm running out of energy too fast, so I can't heal anything.
Oh great, one of those.
Just walk away from them.
Yeah, I know, but it's always annoying to deal with the Jade effect on them. At least it's not a leech effect. Those are way worse.
And where's this thing's weak spot at? I can't hit it for shit.
Yeah, we should have brought energy regen. I can't heal anything. Oh. We might be screwed.
Bro, just use energy orbs, bro.
I can't
the
get
orbs.
any!
Bro, just use that one mod which generates energy orbs. Bro, trust. Wait, can we actually?
Oh.
Or maybe not. Eh, worth a try.
Dark flying around here in Titania.
Limbo rework. The rift does bleed damage to enemies who enter.
Honestly,
Even
a Void Tick over time would be pretty nice, actually.
I mean, bleed has been made mostly redundant, I think. Like, counter munitions isn't what it used to be before Jade. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know.
It depends on the weapon. Like, if you use it on, like, sniper rifles, for example, it's fine. Like, it has to have really high base damage to really take advantage of counter munitions.
Or you should be running the Elementalist mod. That's also important.
That helps fix it a little bit,
Yeah, actually, now that I mean, it is good. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's not as important / relevant as it used to be. Pun intended.
Yeah, that's true. The HP value is kind of
Yeah, like these
nerf
days.
slash.
Yeah, like these days, if you wanna actually kill enemies, you should probably just be using Warframes with abilities that scale, unless you have some, stupid broken setup with like 9 million times multiplier if you do this and that.
Oh, hey, I found out something really interesting. Apparently, if I use the Void Sling on myself, it gets rid of the energy leeching effect.
What? Hold on. What does that do actually?
Makes you immune
what's
to
the
all
effect?
damage and status effects.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. The same goes if you use something like Culervos 2 where you gain Overguard. So long as you have anything which prevents status, it seems, the energy leech does not take effect.
Alright, I need to find a, Actually, Limbo dealing Void to make something like Head Pull Attractor would be fucking cool. Now that would be cool, actually.
You know how Caliban sort of has like his own element, and to some
Yeah.
extent Zaku.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen if like every frame had like its own unique interaction, where it's like completely unique, like that?
I would.
Where like Caliban has the tail.
They would have to come up with a lot of different names.
Nope.
Just hearing Gamble say, no.
No.
I can't hit it.
Actually, this reminded me of something. You guys probably know that Dr. House. You probably watched an episode or maybe a clip of him.
Ooh.
Dr. House. Or House
oh, yeah,
MD.
House MD. Yeah.
Yeah. I recently saw a clip where he uses a remote to like open a wall in his office and Wilson, his best friend, is on the other end of the room, right? He just calmly looks away from the newspaper and says, "No," like just like what Gamble did right now.
Yep.
The exact same tone.
Am I farming Exodia Contagion? I'm guessing that's from the Halloween event. To be honest, haven't even touched the Halloween event.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's a thing.
It's got some new glyphs in there and stuff. It's kind of cool.
Was it Azul Arcane or was it something else? I don't remember.
It was a Zod arcane.
Oh, it's complete. I had a small panic attack. It's like,
No worries.
oh no, I got one shot.
Nah, we're good. So if he's actually from Florida, it's 11:18 for him. It is 11:18 for me, but Megtic.
Artie, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't farmed Exodia Contagion since the second Plague Star.
Level cap.
It's been a minute.
defense one. I'll do that something. They have two.
I think that's
glyphs
one of
Daggeth Mewing for some reason. Sorry.
I think that's one of the events or one of the mission types that hasn't been level capped yet. There's two.
I think it's defection that hasn't been as well.
Do not. It's not.
No,
worth-
defection's been done. I've seen video footage of it. I haven't done it personally.
I feel sorry for the person who did it.
It was some insane round count. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but why would you subject yourself to it? Like, even if you really like doing, level cap stuff, it's pain. It's just pure pain.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
You can't do cascades and like disruptions all the time.
What do you mean you can't?
Well, I mean, like you'll go insane.
Wait, I thought those were obligatory past MR30. Like, to only play those two modes. My life's been a lie.
I would much rather do mirror defense than do disruption personally.
Yeah, disruption is. I mean, it depends on the tileset / faction you're fighting. Like this disruption, yeah, it's pain. It's slow, and I'm not even sure if it's that rewarding. Like, are there any special, very unique rewards, or is it just Corvex? Or what? Wait, I'm not even sure if that was Corvex.
It's for Dante.
Oh,
That
oh yeah, Dante. My bad. I meant Dante, not Corvex. Corvex
Bro,
comes from
forgot
me.
about Dante's
Dante.
existence. Let's go. I don't know. It's just that disruption's just not really my thing. I'm not the biggest fan of this game mode, regardless of which one we're talking about.
I think it's just the Simulacrum Warriors like game mode. All about single target DPS, nothing else.
Yeah.
As long as you can walk from point A to point B and single target DPS, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just
it's-
boring after a while.
I mean, it's about single target damage as well as nuking for the keys, because getting the keys takes forever.
Yeah, but you can do it without nuking. You can do it with just single target, you just single target the Xmas instead.
Yeah, but you're gonna get brain damage waiting for the key.
Not really. Not if you have the right equipment.
You just wait for the Xmas and just kill that, and it'll generally drop it. Especially on a Corpus and Murmur.
Murmur.
Like, I think if we got another mode that scaled as quickly as Cascade would be way less, like, feeling like the only, like, real level cap mission. Because, like, all the other ones take forever in comparison, except Disruption.
Well, we're about to get that endless capture, right?
sooner or later.
However, that
I forgot you were telling me about that.
okay, seriously, guys, we're about to get a new endless game mode.
Aren't we?
Okay, but can you
Yeah.
okay, imagine this for a second. They introduce an endless capture mission where you basically capture a guy, and the moment you do, another one spawns in and starts running away for his life.
Why are you running?
If we were to have that, it would have to be like specifically like a open world, a really massive open world.
Nah, not even. It will be more like base defense where you have to prevent any guy who spawns from getting into the panic room. Because the moment they do, they despawn. So you know, you just
You know what? You
start
just
running
described
around.
a better disruption, honestly. I would take that.
Yeah.
Would it be a better disruption?
Yeah, it would just be the disruption, but another way. It would just be like, oh, kill the sergeant like as he spawns. And he's
I mean,
scared.
I mean, I
Doesn't
guess.
matter.
I guess on paper it's like disruption where you focus on specific targets going to a certain location. But you know, it would basically be disruption with extremely tanky targets.
Reverse
So we would-
defection.
Do not. The defection does not exist.
Like,
I want to make a
wouldn't
joke
use
about.
it as an endless mode. If it's scaled big enough to where like it actually would be like a really good competitor to disruption, I would probably do that over. Like,
Oh
it would
no,
do
Sykes
disruption.
bleeding out. He has only 3 minutes
I
left.
got it. There we go. Thank God for last gas.
Yeah.
That
Like I've
was a
gotten
close
so
one.
used to Last Grasp on everyone that I've forgotten to even look for revives on others.
Is the biggest reason people do Cascade for platforming reasons. I get a lot of people do it for fun, but the primary reason is mainly platforming.
Can confirm
Man,
it's
that
for
would-
plat.
Plat, and also if you're doing a level cap, it's way faster than doing like a survival.
Reach.
Yeah,
It's
like
8
9
times
times
faster.
faster.
8 or 9 times. Like the fastest I've gotten as solo is 47 minutes, I believe it was.
Yeah, it's like
But
twice
you
as
generally
fast.
get it in
It's
an
like
hour.
a min-max disruption.
He's fucking level maxing. Oh no.
Like even a min-max disruption tends to be over an hour almost. Like if not all pilots.
Man, I think this run has an old build. I get the feeling it's an outdated one.
Ah, wait. Who has the Dawkins?
I've got one.
Titania speed is ridiculous.
What if they made endless hijack?
No.
Hijack.
You'd
I
be
would
sitting
like
on.
it. Honestly,
I'm
Rubber.
not 100% certain about that.
How
Like,
would
if
that
it was
even
an
work?
endless amount of side missions, I wouldn't be against it.
Well, I would assume it would work like we get it out, and then we're told, oh, hey, there's another reactor that we gotta go steal, go get it.
Yeah, like I wouldn't.
Guys, but thermal drill, go get it.
Like if it's endless archwing, fuck it. No, I hate it. But like railjack's fine.
You would basically be like an Amazon delivery driver. Just going from location to location, delivering stuff.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what? I don't hate that.
We're the pizza. Space
It'd be
pizza
Death-
delivery
it'd be Death
guys.
Stranding
What
but
if-
without the baby pods.
Yeah, what if that's the next crossover that they're trying to do? Euro Truck Simulator and Warframe.
No.
There's gonna
I
call
wouldn't
it
be
guys,
completely
hijack.
guys.
against it if they made it interesting.
Guys, I have an idea. What if Arthur had a side gig where he delivered pizza in 1999?
Oh, that'd be great.
Just you know, the atomic cycle, you know,
Yep.
a little package on the back.
For sure.
And the pizza's like, it's a Coco pizza, but in reality it's like a Duke or something like that. He's like delivering military goods.
You just described Payday 2.
Oh
more or
no,
less.
even better, because we call energy pads pizzas. He's delivering energy pads, so he's a pizza delivery driver.
Hey, pizza here explodes.
Or they could just call it pads in nod to the fact that the community calls them pizzas.
No.
Material received. Stand by for orders.
Oh yeah, and the last one was survival, I think.
Yep.
Actually, it's been ages since I've seen Assassination last.
I haven't seen it for a really long time, actually.
Yeah,
I agree, Sarahs. We are getting a dating simulator.
Yes, we are.
Maybe Euro Truck Simulator is the next vision for Warframe.
I'm interested to see what you can do with that system, not gonna lie.
Which one? The Euro Truck Simulator? I don't know. I never played it.
No, the dating sim.
Oh, and here I thought you had insider information.
No, here's the thing. Here's the reason why. It's because I can actually say I finally dated somebody.
Bro, same. Actually,
That's your
same.
standard. You honestly should lower it further.
Yeah, just, you know, put the bar in the ground, like 2 meters under
I
the
know.
ground.
'Cause I
No,
have
put it
no
6 feet
self-esteem.
under. Just put it 6 feet under. I
Yes.
honestly- Wait, that is 2 meters. 6 feet under is a meme, but is it really only 2 meters? Yeah.
But yeah, if we had a Proto Ember wood,
Well, I already have Nyx, so like I don't care.
Proto-Nix.
I mean, we already have, you know, mags, so I mean,
Yes.
also Sarin, but I doubt Proto Sarin is gonna be
Aui's gonna
Debatable.
crush.
literally. She's gonna crush. She's gonna magnetize your bones and crush you from the inside.
Yep.
I can't wait to see what they do to Nyx. I hope they just do like very simple changes like they did to Trinity.
Yeah, because they never
There's-
showed them, right? They never showed what the changes were yet.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't be against them removing her 3 or her 1 and like changing it. Like,
Okay, hold on. What was her free again? Was it
that's
the mind
chaos.
control?
It's the only CC that I think works on Overguard. I think it's the only one.
Oh, don't worry. He's gonna nerf it.
Well, no, it's because
Sooner or later.
Well, no, listen, it's because it doesn't affect Overguard directly. It's because it draws enemy aggro, of which that affects Exodus units because it affects AI.
And
Yeah,
it
the
works on
taunts
their
don't work.
AI themselves, even with them having Overguard.
Yo, we removed the A. Sorry, we removed the I from AI, so now it's just A. And now they are firing at their good old friends because we pressed the button.
I might be dead. Could someone help? I
Where?
can't find enemies to kill.
Oh no, you only have 3 minutes left.
Okay, thank you. You guys are killing enemies too fast, I can't get it done.
See,
you should
this
always
is-
use energy to like dash around. You can dash quite far with it.
But see, Sai, this is basically Warframe in a nutshell. Enemies aren't health bars, they are digits. Either 1 or 0, usually. Which is kind of awesome, but also, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I always had a thing for like damage over time / status effects stuff in games. Where, you know, if you make a poison build, you can stack poison on someone and they die slowly before you. Like that's like that's a cool concept, even if it's a tad slow. I'd say it's way more interesting than just press button, things evaporate.
Yes.
Like one of my favorite concepts from a custom server in TF2, where it was a spice knife that you embedded an explosive and can detonate it to insta-kill at any point. I want an Ash augment for his core that makes it so all of his shadows only plant explosives that explode after a delay.
Man, TF2 is still going somehow.
It's because they have such a good modding community.
That's true as well, but their community in general is quite strong and dedicated, I'd say. As a member of it, I have to say we are quite stubborn when it comes to letting the game die.
Oh, I think it'll live to my second generation. That's honestly what I think.
What do you mean second generation?
It's just the funny thing, Fox, is I like to think of it as like that one meme, the JoJo meme, where you're looking at like all the other competitors and you're like, it's kind of boring how much you suck.
TF2 is basically Joseph Joestar. He pretends to die only to come back later.
Yep.
I died, but I lived.
You cannot defeat me, Joestar.
Oh man. The weather is doing numbers on my health.
Try coming over to the States, we got some good weather over here.
It's been raining all day over here. Like, you remember that picture I sent you, right? The one with all the sunlight, yeah, and the leaves and such. Like, that's nice. However, it's also only, you know, early in the day and only in early fall. Like, once it gets to fall proper, so to speak, it starts getting real rainy and grey and not as welcoming.
Makes sense. Oh, here's something interesting. I can activate this console through the rift. That's cool.
Gaming.
Hey, I don't mind.
I like how they added the mechanic where Komei can get assists to
Not
do
in
the
it.
challenges, but it still doesn't seem to work half the time.
It doesn't work. It doesn't come until 1999 because it crashed people's PCs and required to play game. So it
Well,
doesn't
that
work.
explains a lot.
It's coming though with 1999, and that's gonna be the like. If they do that and make it so you can choose a decree for the first 6 decrees, I would not hate her at all.
Wait, they're gonna do that?
No,
Hey,
but I hope
Zephyla,
they-
how you doing, buddy?
So, have you guys watched Dun Da Dun? Or have you... It's peak. It's unironically peak.
Holy shit, there's so many enemies nearby. Don't just watch Dun Da Dun, read Dun Da Dun, it's peak fiction.
It is. I mean, I have not read it, I've only heard of it before. And now that it's gotten an adaptation, I have to say, it's absolutely peak. Like, it's ridiculous. and it's ridiculous in the best way imaginable so far.
Is it a kind of show, kind of like I can't say Bobos.
Bo. Was it spelled like that? I'm not even sure how many bows were there.
No, it's Bo. I think
Bo.
What are you saying?
it's an anime name. It's an anime from like God knows how long. It's from,
Like it's an oldie. I know the one. It has this guy with a throw, and I think he has what's it called, a comb in his hair.
comb, and he uses a lot of comb style weapons.
Two Tau Blues,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yep. I'm not sure if it's like that. I have not watched Bo. But we have Granny Spirits stealing the unmentionables of young men.
Oh, jeez.
We have aliens who want to, I will not say. They
Guys,
want,
that was a good run. What the hell?
It was.
yeah. I had
Melee
no,
adapter, Tau yellow, 2 Tau blues, and a blue.
Yep.
Stop with the blue. Hold the blue. I have played with. I've played with 3 friends for fucking blue. For fucking blue. Another one.
I love blues. I want more blues. There's
Yeah.
3 blues.
Okay, then take all of my blues and give me reds instead, or yellows at the very least.
I would. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Just
The
trading
only thing that
cards.
annoys me about the anime adaptation done is that they slightly changed the art style.
I mean, it's bound to happen with most adaptations, I think. I'm not sure if many adaptations can say they stayed 100% true to the original source material.
Doro is also peak fiction.
Dorohedoro, hold on, what was it?
I've
I've
never
heard of it
watched that.
before. Dorohedoro. Where have I... God damn it, I remember watching something about it. Oh wait, was Dorohedoro the one about the guy who was basically born without skin, without limbs and other body parts, and he has to reclaim them or something? Was it that one?
No
I
idea.
remember. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me look it up real quick.
Also, Gamble, my guy, are we gonna do what is it? Netracells now?
Yeah, we can do.
Oh wait, Dorohedoro. Okay, now I remember. It was a different anime which had a very similar name. Dorohedoro is the one with the buff chick. If Hildren was an anime girl.
Is
basically.
Children able? Can you do Metrocells with a non-rank 30 frame? Or do you need rank 30 frame?
I think you
I
have to
have
put rank
never
30.
tried.
Guess I'll just skip this.
Nev, I'm not gonna lie, doing weekly with friends is 1,000 times better than soloing them.
Hey Nev, how you doing, buddy?
It's almost as if this game was made with co-op in mind, right? And playing with friends.
True.
Crazy.
The friends part is optional, but like playing with people.
Like, even
Yeah.
though technically it's slower, don't get me wrong, even though technically it is slower,
It depends on
just the
replay
sheer
it's
fact
for.
that it's just you're hanging in a Discord call, streaming,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of chunking through it.
Maybe that's why I prefer playing with friends.
It's almost like
It's almost like a multiplayer game.
Guys, it's a crazy thought. I think we may be playing a multiplayer game. It's ridiculous, you know.
There was a video I watched a while ago where it was, why do people play multiplayer games that are like obviously this game you can play solo, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like World of Warcraft.
Oh, World of Warcraft. Even solo, you can get some great interaction in the game.
Yeah, but like it's an MMO. Like massively multiplayer online. Like technically Warframe is an MMO, right?
Like, because Gamble, it's way more common in World of Warcraft for people to chat. And this was true for 5 years, 6 years ago. I don't know if it currently is, but like people would like always chat in chat if you're doing a mission with people. Like if people randomly join, like matchmaking wise, or just in the area. Like even global
Yeah.
chat, you always could have like interesting conversations. So it's like, so like it was generally just fine. Like their chatting system was so weak that like you could basically be chatting even if you're playing solo, and without like any like group of people that you play with.
Hey, something else.
It's kind of like how with the like in Circuit, for example, like I can play a Circuit solo and I'll get some interesting conversations.
Man, it
from
was
the
so
chat.
sad. I feel you. I was so sad about the solo weekly run. I decided to go to Hydra and adopt a newbie and show them some silly broken shit just for funsies. Understandable.
Yeah, like this game has some great like interactions you'll just have, man. Like, they're less common than in other games, like World of Warcraft and all the other games. Like it is less common, but it does happen, and they're great.
That was one of the things I've ranted about it. Like I've even made videos about it. That is one of the things I genuinely wish they would start instilling in this game. Like it's been around for a decade. Okay. Let's get an honest to God social network in here. Like we can now legitimately gamble.
Yes.
So it's like if you want to bet somebody on something, you can do Kome rolls.
Oh yeah,
Just
you
every-
could do Liar's Dice. That would be
Well, no, but I'm
amazing.
saying like in WoW, right? The dice thing is built into the damn program.
Yeah, like
By the
it would be
way-
cool to get like stuff that you can join in, like conversation starters, like doing like dice rolls against someone and challenging to it. Like you just like, maybe not even commands, but like just hovering on someone and using the emote wheel. It would be cool to like get like smaller interactions like that. It's like the main thing this game lacks is conversation starters and missions, like reasons to talk.
I think a working voice chat is also a big problem.
Well, we do
We have
a
one
voice chat.
technically.
Well,
Yeah,
there
but
is
nobody
one, but it
uses it.
hardly works, is what I'm saying. Like, I've tried using it, it just doesn't work.
It's because no one else is using it.
Nobody else knows it exists, and
Well,
nobody
no,
else
I've
knows
seen
the
people
bind.
try to use it, and then when I activate mine, it just doesn't do anything. Is what I'm saying. Like, it
Because
literally
you
doesn't
didn't-
work.
Then you haven't selected a source.
Yeah,
I did.
Probably.
I was playing
Or
on
you clicked
console.
on the wrong push to talk.
I was on console too.
Nev says it's off by default.
It
Yeah,
used
try-
to be on by default, from what I remember.
Oh god.
Yeah.
You could tell. You can imagine how funny that is. Having like it's like First Ascendant should have learned from Warframe that active like when you log in voice chat is a horrible idea.
That is a horrible idea.
So harkening back to Dan for the last time for the foreseeable future, this anime featured the what was it called? William Tell Overture. I'm sure you guys know the song even if you don't know the
Yeah.
name. And I'm literally I've been listening to it since it dropped in the anime. And right now as I play Gauss, like I press one and I hear it in my head. It's an earworm. Like when it comes to classical music, the William Tell Overture is basically an earworm. And if you haven't listened to it, if you've never heard it before somehow, please look it up and listen a few times.
Playmate UCL Zawado when VC was on by default. Base.
Yeah, what is it? Nev, there's a guy on my friends list, and his username is Warframe Radio. And that's all he does, is just play classical music.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And, like, moldy
Hey, no.
oldies.
Ain't no way.
PSA for my test of the world. No worries, Wolf. Good luck, alright? You'll pass.
I think I'm using the wrong Artemis Pro build. That's the thing.
Base for using, Ivana.
Is it that base? I feel like it's quite common.
No, people
Is
think
it?
she's trash. That's why I say you're base.
I would,
What
I would-
bro-
People
Rosine
say like
said.
she isn't the best because like she generally isn't that high up. Like she is generally like a B or A tier frame depending on the
I
player.
wouldn't say she's trash, but I have to admit she feels at least slow. Like
Well, yeah,
you
it's just
staying
like
this
the way I
visible.
put it is, when you're playing
Prowl.
Guevara, you're playing Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Rising.
The weapon
Let's
is
if you have
fast,
Prowl.
like,
I just
here.
assume over Prowl. That way I can have fun with her. And be active.
And that makes you even more based.
Because you don't need Prowl. Like, do we really need a headshot multiplier? No, not
Yes.
really. Like, it's barely an like headshot multiplier. Like, we get better multipliers from Navigator just using it actively.
Well, I use it more
It's
so for
more
the
the highest.
stealth, if anything, not the headshot multiplier part.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still,
Ivara
you
is-
cloak arrow onto a Sentinel. Now you have Invis that you can parkour with and like never lose because you generally build 140 range.
Okay, look, first and foremost, Ivara is a lockpick. You pick her for a spy mission and it basically becomes a walking simulator.
Yeah.
Nah, Limbo.
I mean, okay, I also used to use Limbo back in the day, back when I was doing sorties and such. I would pick Limbo for them.
I just bring
But-
Shade with Limbo and it makes all those cakewalk.
I mean, the point of the Avara thing, right? Like the headshot multiplier is one, it's an incredibly strong multiplier. But two, you can get headshots or headshot multiplier on shit that's not supposed to get headshot multipliers.
Yeah, I know. It's just Navigator gives such a high multiplier, like final multiplier, that it's kind of redundant. You're hitting damage cap with just the Navigator multiplier. So I just never really cared for it.
Also, guys, maybe it's just me, but ever since Colmate dropped, I seem to have been using way more finishers on enemies. Like, because I want to, not because it's forced or anything.
Well,
Yeah,
usually, like I've gotten into the habit of like using Parazon every now and then. Like it's still such a pain because you need impact-based weapons to truly use the finisher decrease.
I mean,
You're standing in the zone.
either that or you need weapons which don't go for one shots. Like, for example, the Bolter Incarnate. Like, it will probably kill them in like, a few shots because you get multi-shot and whatever. But usually it will supplement them up for a finisher first.
I really like the Dara Incarnate.
What did it do again?
It's like a semi-automatic infinite punch-through laser that has base magnetic damage.
You had me at Infinite Punch Through.
Yeah.
Use that
got
as
like
Whisper,
four-
use Mag, use Corvex. Yes.
It kind of
Infinite
is whatever
punch
on Mag specifically because it's too fast of projectile. Where the game nearly treats it as a hit skin.
It's really good though. I really like it. I love the feel. It feels like such a good rifle. Like,
I agree with
honestly-
what you're saying, Nev, with Kome and the playstyle. Like, what Nev was mentioning is that like Kome has opened like an entirely new playstyle for him, and I think Kome's biggest plus, if you will, is that you can't really mentally zone out.
Yeah, you need to be active. That's true.
But it's not like overwhelmingly, you know? Like, you gotta pay attention and adjust your playstyle. Like, she really feels like a knowledge frame.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, you need to come equipped with weapons
Like
to
I,
help her.
like I said, she feels, at least from the way she looks, she's kind of like a Limbo 2.0 to me. Where like she's really strong, but you also have to pay attention to what you're doing and adjust accordingly.
Yeah. And how to take advantage of her buffs and whatnot.
Yeah. Which I think is a good thing. I think we need lots, like way more frames like that.
We do, but we will probably never get them because people like to press one button and you win.
Brozyme.
I think we're probably gonna see more like 2 and 3 buttons.
What the
to
fuck?
frames, like similar to like combo centric, like Lavos is probably a good example. But I think
Like
in
the
easier
Gav.
levels is probably gonna see like how Sevagoth with his recent augments have been like now becoming like a caster frame kinda.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Gav, like Varuna, if we're including augments.
Yeah, and like even like Gyra has like the movement tech to nuke with her Coil Horizon, where she has to move around and like, throw the ball around.
I still need to try out that augment. It looks so interesting.
Oh, it's
Which
so
one?
much fun! It's so
Wait,
much
which
fun.
one?
The one where
Coil-
you can bring the ball back, and then I guess like hitting certain number of enemies will also increase the damage of it or something.
Oh,
It's-
the one
it's
for
that
Gyre.
well done.
Yeah,
Right.
for 2.
I tried it and I guess I built it wrong. Maybe I don't know. I mean, on paper it's nice. Like you get a death orb which follows you around. However, it has beach ball physics. Like literally beach ball physics. If you go to you know Samarafum map and you find a beach ball, imagine that running around.
But there's also like the fact that like in open worlds like Deimos, you can send it flying and have it flying back and forward, getting insane amounts of damages, like looping its damage amounts, and then like having it like just explode and kill everything, even at like steel path levels when invested in corpus, with like ease, with like positive, like just barely positive strength. And then Gyre can nuke at level cap with it. Like I've used it in level cap and it actually worked for Cascade solo. And well, it was a bit slower than normal, but it was still faster than like what a group play would do because it's a grouping ability to it. So I think it's really interesting. Like it made me care about Gyre, like honestly.
I like Gyre even before the augment, but it's nice to see that she's gotten a really goofy, fun augment to play around with.
Yeah, like it is like significantly stronger than anyone would ever give it credit for.
What, the Gyre augment?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it is.
I mean, she only got the recall though.
you can recall or shoot it around, like with melee hitting it. It's actually quite a lot of fun.
What do you
Oh,
mean
did
you
you-
can hit it with melee?
Yeah, you can hit it with melee. You
Yeah.
can also like recall it,
You can hit it back and forth until it runs out of time.
or just detonate it whenever. So it's
Yeah.
still able to do what it currently does. It just has added the benefits and
Mhm.
option. So it ends up being a really effective like power tool because it scales with her electricity and how like because it'll do electric procs at a staggering rate, getting like I got over 1 million electric ticks at the end of it, and it'll
Yeah.
continually charge, and you can charge that damage in trains like even
Okay.
further with movement.
Okay, guys, check this out. Tell me if it's an interesting build or not.
You're missing a lot.
Yeah, I know.
You're missing
I didn't
damage.
say. You sure?
You have no base damage.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
You
you
need
look-
to put
look at
condition
the,
overload on.
Yeah.
That's 2 more for my at very least.
It's
Are you
also
trying to do a heavy
immensely
build?
damage increase.
I mean, it's a build for using
Oh.
the incarnate.
So Dark, I think you can answer this, but in the chat, these gas prices is at. Can you navigate Coil Horizon?
You could before. I haven't tested with the augment. Now that you do say that, after this, I'm going to be changing it, so you'll get an answer after
Hell
you're done with
yeah.
it. Because right now, Airburst is the main ability that is now currently viable as a navigator option if you want to just use casting.
That sounds so
Like-
fucking hilarious, actually.
Like that's the main one right now for damage. If you want abilities, you can use now. Like if you want to have a non-weapon equipped, like a weapon that you don't have to equip, that you can use for navigator. The Artemis bow, built for single target DPS from a single arrow, can do semi well, even into the thousands, with a navigator build, using punch through and stuff like that. You also have most snipers and bows, like Blanca. Even if you get a negative projectile speed ribbon,
I
it
got
can
you.
easily be a great target for you to navigate. It might be one of the best. So there's a lot of weapons. Like you have the ballisticas if you want a secondary. Like there's a lot to experiment with, to say the least. But I'm gonna try Coil Horizon. I need to try Coil Horizon. That could actually be really funny. Don't know if it would
just
actually
a
be
navigated
good.
airburst sounds so goofy. I love it.
Oh, it's because it'll have infinite punch through, and you also get the damage amp per enemy hit. Because you have to remember, Sci-Fi, it doesn't have to detonate to get the 50% damage increase for every enemy hit. So
Oh god.
it does scale actually quite a bit,
Oh,
especially with some of the
God.
modding we have with precision intensity and whatever else. It does actually get to the point where
So
it
an
is
actual
really
air
easy.
torpedo. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I might have to try that unironically. That sounds so goofy.
Yeah, like it is one of the main like quality nukes you can do with Ibarra if you don't want concentrated arrow.
Oh man, if we could, I just had a funny thought of doing a navigator with Limbo's Cataclysm. That'd be
You
fucking
can't.
hilarious.
It wouldn't be possible. Like yeah, that's the kind of thing that wouldn't be possible because she can only navigate abilities that are subsumable.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we could subsume it, that sounds so fucking hilarious.
Oh, I just noticed something.
Projectile.
I just noticed that if you're using the bow incarnate mode, it has like these. How do I put it? It looks like it has an extension made out of void energy. That's an interesting visual effect.
I would assume so. We shall navigate that new infinite punch through incarnate. Oh god, the Dara. No,
the
step
Dara
one,
is really
Cataclysm
quite
is a
big.
projectile, technically.
It would be wholly quick to the point where it would be unable to be controlled. Because you have to remember, right? That, like, it needs to be controllable for it to actually be like an option.
I am poking them with a stick over and over and over again.
They fucked up the melee navigators. Because, like, whenever you bounce, like, I tried with the Volt Sledge, you cannot travel with the Volt Sledge. Blaves now get stopped after a single bounce into a platform. It's really sad. Why do you have to nerf Ibarra like that?
Because he hates powerful things.
How dare you want to be powerful in a power fantasy game?
It's only an AoE let down.
How dare you!
Weapon. Like, come on.
You know, funnily enough, though, Box, I don't necessarily consider this a power fantasy game because we don't have actually interesting, powerful enemies to use our power against.
That's true. But that is true. For the most part, anyway. Like,
yeah,
I'd
for
say
the
the Murmur are sort of interesting to me.
I mean, I definitely feel that the Murmur are a bit more, not necessarily a challenge, but they feel more worthy of my time.
47 million AoE is really fun, though.
Infinite crit damage
Where?
glitch on Ivara's still a thing? Really?
Where is it?
Yes, it's
Where's
just
the
way
pain? Here
harder
it
to
is.
actually utilize in any capacity outside the simulacrum, and even in the sim, it's kind of difficult to utilize. I'm not going to go into detail in how it's done, because it is bug abuse.
That's fair.
It's similar to stealth multipliers we currently have on Limbo and others. But yeah, like it is possible. It's just way less bothersome to actually utilize.
I don't think DE would change the self multiplier thing though. For Limbo.
Yeah, because any
Doesn't
change to
do
Limbo
much.
needs to come with sufficient other changes for Limbo, I feel. Because they don't want to make Limbo actually like playable without making him playable in a squad which doesn't have the ability to play with them. At least it would be horrible game design to let a frame like Limbo be an actual high usage statistic in its current state. Because if it had a high usage, you literally cannot play a good portion of the frames.
Not without coordination.
2% usage is the norm, at least in theory.
You need to make it so Navigator actually can open doors. Such a pain with concentrated arrow and using like glaives and stuff.
So, Gamble, by the way, out of curiosity, you've been using the new incarnates now, right? While we're playing this?
What was that?
You're using the new incarnates right now, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
Pretty good. The final one wasn't unlocking on the Okina.
Oh, as in like it was bugged?
Yeah, it took 2 missions to get the 10 out of 10.
It has to be in a mission, and it's also bugged. Like it has been bugged for a while. Like even the second Evo was bugged for a while. Like second and third. Like I tried it on Fortuna and it worked. That was like the specific open world where I was actually able to get it to work.
Use 2 augment, fire a dash wire, gain strength while on dash wire, fire a new dash wire, get off old dash wire, then get a new dash wire. Of old dash wire will be added to the new dash wire's crit damage. I see.
Your dash wire, I heard you like dash wire, so I put more dash wire in your dash wire, basically.
Like it has become more complicated than just doing that to properly utilize it. But like, I'm not going to go into specifics on how you actually can use it in like say endless missions.
Yeah, no worries.
Because it's totally unnecessary as well. Like if you actually do need that, you should honestly get better modding on the weapon. Like it wouldn't be get another weapon. It would be get just like the other mods on the weapon at that point. Because it is significantly stupid. You already hit damage cap, and you can hit damage cap 25 times over. I need to think, maybe I end up going Ivara when I do the weekend survival next week.
Doesn't the question become, in what ways can enemies be made powerful to use all this power against, since if level 9999s are getting melted, and it's like the mechanical aspect that needs to be altered? Yeah.
Like, what we technically need is like things like the liches in Cascade, but like in a less like annoying way.
Like actually mechanically difficult enemies to use the power against.
Even then, like that would just be a hamper on the frames that already kind of struggle at those levels.
I think the biggest problem is that DE usually tries to do that, but the way that they go about it is basically, okay, so none of your abilities matter. The guns you use, yeah, they don't matter either because we put damage attenuation on.
Well, I'm not saying damage attenuation, but enemies with actual mechanical attacks and shit that you have to deal with is what I'm talking about. Something like
I'm
boss.
Okay, look, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm saying DE usually goes about it that way. Instead of, putting actual challenge for you in the game, they basically remove your options, or they reduce your options, or they weaken your options, and you basically have to, try to work around the thing they made instead of, playing with it.
Yeah, but it's not that horrible of a way, because like they don't want to do like what Borderlands does, right? Where they do mini bosses with the mechanics, like invulnerability phases, but like with enemies to speed it up or to slow down the invulnerability phase. Like I think we don't really need a gameplay change in say defense and missions we already have. I think we need like just more interesting assassinations. And, like
unless enemies just start having immunity against damage bypassing statuses such as bleed, or being immune to armor strip such as heat, or just armor stripping abilities in its entirety. Damage attenuation is BS. Yeah, that kind of is.
Yeah, plus like damage attenuation does nothing for level capping builds. It does nothing. Mirage has such a high amount of multipliers that she adds that she kills even with the damage attenuation based damage reduce. Like Ivara still kills them with these because like it's just such a high multiplier. Multiplicative Guncios like Aeola can just end up not caring about it and just going through it like butter. It's just damage attenuation as a system is fine for the reasons they're using it, and when they're using it. It's just it shouldn't be applied to regular enemies because honestly it wouldn't matter. Like I would like them to just increase the minimum spec requirement for Warframe a bit more, and then add more enemy spawns.
I think enemy spawns would definitely help. The problem is I just don't think the game can handle it.
It's just like currently the lowest spec PC is the reason why they can't do it.
Well, also the netcode.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if you guys have ever done like level caps in like railjack survivals. After getting about like 3-4 hours into it, your computer, if you're not playing solo, is trying to send 10 megasecond to the other person, so the host is getting like inundated.
Yeah, that's what I was having with the alchemy when we were doing it. I kept getting like lag spikes like constantly.
Yeah, like I think like honestly they need to just either make it so we have servers for infinite for like endless missions, or we need to like have just some kind of way to okay, a good way of even like describing this. We need a good way of increasing the amount of enemies, be it like making more like horde style enemies and not even having the interesting mechanics of say the murmurs or whatever. Like, because I think the problem with Warframe is we don't have enough enemies, so we are not needed to like. Because if we had more enemies, I think we would be ending up being forced to make sacrifice damage in more AOE, and like CC would actually have a place because some DPS wouldn't be able to kill fast enough.
You wouldn't be able
Obviously,
to
this
kill
would
fast
buff
enough.
other DPSs.
It also kind of just depends on the map too, because like on some maps it can be kind of hard for a DPS to stay alive, but then other ones, if it's like say like a very open, clear space, you're like, I'm good. Just do this.
Yeah, because we have frames like Mesa, who is completely invulnerable to damage due to her like stagger, her her jamming, and her blinds, with the ability to do sleeps and whatever else, or it being invis. We have that option. Bulgaria exists. Every frame can use it. Like we end up just having the problem of frames are too effective at doing both killing and survivability. Now this isn't a bad thing. It's just we don't have any reason to have this ability. So it tends to.
What about custom games or endless missions allow you to tinker with the in-game mechanics of enemies? You could host it and invite players to this custom game you created. That
would take
kind of cool.
It could be cool, but it would be limited to only like the most extreme of systems, because you would have to be a host that's strong enough to actually do the changes. Because it would basically be brute forcing change.
Hey Stabs, how you doing, buddy? Yo, what if we
Also,
made radiation?
never on Sci-Fi's.
Say that again?
Nev was asking what server we were on.
Oh, we're on my server, yeah. Why does he want in?
I don't know yet.
Let him in.
If he wants to, he can just join the normal chat and then we'll bring you in, Nev. Yo, what if we made radiation stats more common and it added phantom enemies in our view and minimap? That could be kind of neat for the player-specific radiation instead.
I mean, that would certainly be more interesting than suddenly getting nuked by your friend.
Because, like, if it was, like, allies aggro on you, it would literally be unplayable in public. But if it was like that, I would actually love that. It'd be more interesting.
Yeah, because like the main issue with the reason why we cannot have like radiation be anywhere common in any mission type is because it's actually just it's unplayable in groups. It's unable to be played in groups. And
yes,
so
because someone presses a
than-
button with their tongue cord, and you die. You know, someone presses a button with their sarin, and you die. Someone exists
without even knowing you existed.
Yeah, she's basically just holding M1 after pressing 4, and she suddenly snipes you, and you don't know how.
She snipes you, and either you're on your shield gate or they're toxin build, and so they kill you.
Yeah.
It would end up being very unintuitive to actually play with and against, and it would just.
That would be so evil. Imagine this. No, it'll also make allies look like the enemies on the map. Oh god. That's evil.
I guess it would make sense.
It would be fine, because that would mean you just waste ammo. It would just be
Well, I
like
know,
Limbo
but
does to us.
it'd be funny. I know it'd be funny, but that would also be
But it'd
so
be funny.
evil. Yeah, imagine the trolling you could do with that.
Just a little trolling.
Trolling. We like to do a little trolling.
Okay,
We're able to navigate.
Gauss Prime with bow incarnate
Was that in here?
with
Check.
some damage on him.
He typed in singularity chat.
There he is. Drag me in, Pookie. Yeah, sure. 1 second. Hello.
Hello there.
Welcome to the back rooms.
Welcome.
It's
Hello.
totally sexual innuendo.
Why is he so quiet? Hold on.
Yeah, you are really quiet. I have you
There
at
we go.
max.
That's my microphone for you. That's how we roll.
I see.
Meanwhile, my microphone, literally
Welcome to my server.
every hour I use my microphone,
Yeah.
it flips a coin if it wants to start nuking everyone's ears.
Nice. That's what we like to hear. I need to put your server. Let's put you here next to Liam's server. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh god, Liam XP.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So you guys were yapping about enemy
Hello there.
design.
Oh yeah, I know you have a lot of thoughts about that.
So you guys hit my autistic hyperfixation. It's time to hear me yap now.
All right.
I've been
here we
playing.
go.
Let him cook.
I've been playing a metric shit ton of RoboQuest recently, right? Which
yeah.
Okay.
which this was got for me like literally 2 days ago, and I haven't stopped playing it these past 2 days, like nonstop. I just unlocked difficulty 2, Guardian 2, which is there's 4 total, so I'm pogging out. I've been playing the shit out of it. Immediately, the thing I noticed was the same thing I noticed when I first played Doom Eternal, which was that holy shit, the enemy design is 12x better than Warframe's, and the reason for it is so simple, and obviously it's something Warframe couldn't do, because Warframe and something like RoboQuest are very different games, but like the fundamentals of it and the concepts of it are the important takeaways. So for RoboQuest, the enemy variety, there's, I'm gonna call it like 4 different categories of enemy. There's like disruptive enemies, there's DPS enemies, and then there's like parkour or skill check enemies, and then there's support enemies, right?
Yeah.
The DPS enemies are just there to shoot at you. Whether or not they have critical weak points, whether or not they're spamming at you, most of the pretty much every enemy is going to be shooting at you. Like 90% of the enemies are going to be shooting at you. Whether or not they have like a disrupting side thing, or whether or not they're tanky, or whether or not they shoot like special projectiles at you, that's what makes them unique and interesting, right? There's like a bajillion different ways they can go about it, but for the most part, when you're brand new and baby player and like the early level things, it's just a bunch of enemies just shooting like slow moving projectiles at you, just dodge, don't die type shit.
Yeah.
The disruptor enemies are all CC effects. So some of them will shoot these wide laser bars at you, and quite simply, dodge the laser bar, jump over it, sidestep it, do whatever. It's more area that it takes up, so it's more of a parkour check than anything. But it can be like very disruptive if you're also getting shot at from a bunch of enemies, and then suddenly, hey, by the way, play limbo, like limbo under this bar real quick, like fucking GG. It can be very distracting. And then there's like these flashbang enemies. Their whole objective is just to stun you, shock you. One of them has a hacked effect, and the hacked effect literally reverses your controls, and it's terrifying.
Oh
because
god.
your brain has to flip a switch, like, oh.
There's an enemy like that in one of the games I played. I just can't remember which one it is. It might have been Liza P, actually. Thinking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish Warframe would do, like, similar to what Dead Cells does in some of their combats and stuff, where enemies will do really big, telegraphed moves, where you even know where they're landing, and you have to move away, or take a bazillion damage, like 100 billion times more than the average enemy would do.
Yep.
Like, obviously, Warframe could do that, I think, personally, because we have bullet jump and everything. It would lower the accessibility of the game, but, like, yeah.
I think we're accessible enough. I think it's keeping people in the game. Like the first 10 steps in Warframe is like super accessible, but it's like the middle ground. It's like people, like as soon as people get done with the quest line, like what are they supposed to do?
I know people who don't have arms that play Warframe and do level caps. They use Revenant most of the time, or Wukong or frames like that, but they can do
But
level
I mean-
capping without
Fucking
items.
casual.
That's a
Yeah.
vibe. Holy shit.
Yeah,
But
like,
No arms and using Revenant? Weak, that doesn't count.
yeah, but like they also like play different frames. Like he tried Protea, which is ridiculous. Like, how do you play
That is
Protea?
that's
Like
actually
her 4
fucking
without
gamer.
arms. It's ridiculous. It's a gamer, like you know. But like yeah.
That's gamer.
Like the game is
Oh.
significantly accessible than
Here's
most
one that
people
Seb's
give it any
mentioned
credit.
that could fit into the fuck around with you kind of enemies. I'm surprised there isn't an
Sci-Fi
enemy that
right
makes
here.
your abilities cost more energy.
Yeah.
You mean energy leech eczema, basically?
No, like an
No.
actual
Yeah,
energy
like reworking
consuming
the energy leech. Yeah. it's
Yeah.
gonna
So
be dog
imagine
shit.
you're a Mesa. 1 second you're completely fine with energy. The next second it's taking like 12 energy per shot a second.
I
So
could see that. That could be interesting. But
That would make it very prioritized and
If it-
very
wanna-
annoying.
if it
I
decreases
wanna-
efficiency, it would still be snapshot, so the Mesa wouldn't care.
I mean, you
plus
could make
Mesa
it
doesn't have
dynamic.
engine issues.
I mean, you can
and, like,
change
most-
that pretty easily with code.
You could make it dynamic. Yeah. That's
Another
crazy.
thing, if we're going off of this, imagine a enemy that takes your energy to power itself.
Oh, that would be hella cool.
Like the dangers of
uh,
doing that is a lot of frames would simply not work in the content that they're present in.
Eat shit,
Not
focus
really.
the
I mean,
enemy.
we have guns for that reason. Just shoot them.
Yep.
Yeah, but some frames are required to basically have energy to ever survive. Like, because the way Hildren, for example, gets treated when energy happens is either that she isn't affected whatsoever, or it affects her shields directly, as if it's energy.
I just think targeting on resources like energy is very effective.
I think that
And then
would
we
make
have
Yeah,
frames
that's
that
a
start
completely
giving a
fine
shit.
gameplay loop because it's a roadblock you have to get into. If you have to worry about that, then you build with that in mind when you make a loadout.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
like,
you
oh, I
build
might
with
run
it
out of
in
energy.
mind.
Fucking pop an energy restore, you know, like type shit. Like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, there's gameplay and there's elements that we have to counteract the problems they give us. I wasn't done, by the way. The other type of enemies that they have are support enemies. These ones are just they're little bastards, and all they do is they float around and they either put a protect bubble over an enemy so you can't damage it, or they buff their damage or their fire rate or whatever, right? So those are like the four main enemy categories. There's like the generic shooty boys. There's disruptors who are there to take up a lot of space. There's, I guess those are parkour checks. Then there's disruptors who are there to fuck with you, and then there's support dudes. Warframe has none of those.
We have
Because
supports.
every enemy,
We have-
every enemy in Warframe is just completely wet toilet paper, and then there's like a bunch of mini boss tier enemies that do everything. They're immune to abilities, they have extra damage, they have extra HP, they have extra fucking special conditionals that they're resistant to all of your abilities, or some of your abilities, and then they've got regular bosses, which are all of those things, but also they turn your buttons off. So it's like, instead of taking it from the argument that I've always had for enemy design and why it's so bad in Warframe, Warframe wants to be a horde shooter. But when you're being a horde shooter, right, there's a difference between actually being just straight up overwhelmed and then feeling overwhelmed, right? So you want the enemies, and what we as Warframe players have been asking for forever, is we want the enemies to feel overwhelming. We don't actually want 70 or 80 enemies on screen, or maybe we do in like some specific game mode. Like,
Okay, hold on.
I prefer that, honestly.
Ca- case
It's
in-
never happening.
Case in point,
but
Payday 2. When it comes to enemy design,
mhm.
I'm not sure if you guys ever played Payday 2. Maybe you didn't. During gameplay, you fight the cops, of course, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes special cops spawn in. And for example, we have the medic who can heal our cops. We have the shield guy who has to be kind of, circled around to damage him. We have the bulldozer who basically the bulldozer is exactly what he sounds like, to put it
Yeah.
simply. He's a big guy in a big suit, and the one way to deal with him is shoot him in the face. Literally, he has a faceplate. You have to shoot it off, and you have to shoot him in the face to kill him. We have tasers who can tase you, so you can't do anything, and because you're tased, you're also shooting your weapons at anything nearby, right? So you're wasting ammo. You're a threat to your allies. You're a threat to your enemies, also. There's cloakers who can, blend in, and cloakers are a
cloakers,
special
dude.
case. Yeah, cloakers. No matter how tanky you are, the moment a cloaker does a fucking flip at you, you're downed, and you need help. You cannot get up on your own.
But the thing is, with all of the things you guys have said, it can't happen in a game like Warframe because it just doesn't make. It wouldn't be the place
can,
unless they reduce the spawn rates significantly.
It
and really
it can
solo
if
mode.
no. It can if they target specific game modes. You can leave survival alone. You know what? Like, fuck it. If you want to leave survival as just a horde shooter with a bunch of mini bosses being Xmas units, fucking so be it. You can leave survival and you can never touch it ever again. I won't complain. But if I'm playing a disruption mission and there's never an enemy I care about other than Xmas units because they drop keys and nothing else, like no other enemy matters to me, it's just there to refill my ammo, question mark? If they're even there to refill my ammo, that's a fucking waste of a game mode. Why don't you put in... Cloakers are a great enemy. Cloakers also exist in RoboQuest, and they are terrifying because it, like...
Yeah, I guess
They're in the walls.
The cloakers... The cloakers, they don't just, like, sneak up on you. When they hit you really fucking hard. And so it's a similar thing where it's like, they have a dash attack, basically. They have a dash, a smoke bomb, and a cloak. They dash at you, they punch you really fucking hard, and then they throw a smoke bomb and they fuck off to Narnia, and then they go cloak again. And so it's like a one pump chump assassin, but also if you counter them by, stunning them or shooting them in the face while they're invis, you get a nice big moment to like make an impact on them. That's like,
I think
it's such a simple enemy, and like they have the idea of it with like the manics, but then like when's the last time you ever looked at a manic bombard and thought to yourself, aw, or like just a normal manic in a Grineer mission and been like, whoa, oh my god, a manic? Like never. Like I haven't ever once thought about a manic in my entire life.
The
the last time
is it can't be like a mini boss because it would just be unfun for both solo play and multiplayer. Like it would just one shot you in a horde game, which could be a big issue. Like I think the main issue that comes
Skill
out
check.
is
Well, the skill
problem
check.
is-
That's one of those things where it's like it's a gameplay challenge that you as the player have to overcome. They don't need to make it bullshit, right? They don't need to make
Yeah,
it
the problem
ridiculous.
is, it's a different
add some
kind of
variety.
game. Because right now we have like a horde game, right? We should take inspiration from like the Borderlands or like Orcs Must Die even, where like the enemies.
ISO
like,
MD, the goat.
Like I think the problem is we should be looking at an enemy that can, while they do very little, they force the player to move. Like they should be like creating space, like I was trying to allude to. Like they just do it in a similar way. Like think Necromechs in Murmur, but they were actually more mobile and walk towards the player more aggressively. Like they don't really deal much damage. They deal damage if you leave them alone and let them hit you. You're dead. But like they're more there to just force you to move and maybe even force you to go to an area where enemies might be, and like force you to walk into the enemy. Because like I think the problem isn't like, oh, we don't have any enemies that are interesting. It's more just we don't have a need to interact with them because we can kill them from a distance and nuke them from afar. Like if
Well,
we were
even with
forced-
enemies that do force us to move and that they do take space, like a perfect example is the Jade Xmas. The Jade Xmas is downright stupid because it doesn't matter whether you're invis, it doesn't matter whether they're aggroed onto you, it doesn't matter whether or not they can see you.
Yep.
They can quite literally summon their fucking laser beam from 2 rooms over, fighting somebody else, and it'll still fucking track itself through walls over to where you're at and fuck you
that's a
up.
good-
It's
that-
like
that's a good example of what I'm trying to mean, right? Where it's like something that
It's
forces
like-
you to move, and you can always kill it above you as well. So it doesn't even. It is.
You can until the level scaling kicks in. The level HP, the HP of it fucking scales.
Honestly, I just walk
Oh, I
around
know.
Just deal
them.
more
It's
single
fun.
target damage then. Yeah, like just deal more single target or find the Xmas. Like I have never had an issue where I have never had an issue with the Jade. All it does is, I have to parkour and find the Jade, like Jade Xmas, or I just have to parkour and shoot the thing, and so it dies. Or
Yeah,
just
I
keep
mean, it's
moving.
not like it kills me or anything. It's just like it's not really in my opinion, it's not good enemy design because it's not transparent where the threat is coming from. If okay, in RoboQuest,
Like, I
I'm gonna
think-
go back to it because again,
I
I've been
think
obsessed
maybe
with
if
it.
you pinged the like Jade Xmas immediately upon it hitting you, like let's say you get tagged once by the Jade Light, it should ping exactly where it is and like basically mark it for you. Like, I think that would probably make it a lot better.
I think it would
But
also
there's
make
so much
animation-
visual noise in the game anyways. Like, you have to think about how much information is on the screen to begin with. I play with my effect intensity at 10. Because
you
if I
just-
play with it any
Same.
higher, I'm blind constantly. I'm flashbang 24/7. If you play with an effect intensity above 50, getting hit in the face with a fucking bombard rocket is genuinely disorienting because your entire screen is covered in orange for like a solid second, and then the light changes because the auto exposure kicks in, and so you have to fucking reorient yourself, and it's like, oh my god.
I think they play at
Whereas-
max intensity.
They could do it where it's simply like the simulacrum effect, right? Where like through walls they'll like make an outline, maybe not red or anything like that. Maybe make it like a gray outline, so you have some visual. It's not apparent because it should be hidden, right? Because it's meant to force you to move for a while. It's like a kind of mini game, like a skill check, kind of like of the highest
The
degree
point
of
I'm-
weapon taste. Like
The
like
point
I
I'm
think-
making is how much visual information can they give at you, because you've got your entire HUD, you've got your mini map, or if you play with the
we
full
have the
screen map like I
necromech
do,
existing.
you've got
I
that.
think, I think we can do quite a lot. Like the necromech sells like some insane amounts of visual noise that they do. Like,
Yeah,
including
exactly.
where
That's
you go.
not a good thing though. That's like so much noise. Like we should focus on reducing that visual clutter and reducing that noise rather than just throw it in the player's face. They'll find it eventually. There have been times where I have literally lost like an enemy that I was looking at. Like I was staring at the enemy, I was looking at them, and it was a Helion. And then I get hit by fucking a rocket or by a Xmas thing or something, and it jumps away to the side, and it's just fucking gone from my screen. And I look like a schizo because I'm looking for it. It's flying above me. I didn't see it because I'm busy getting flashbang from 30 different fucking angles.
But
It
you
happens
also
all the
call that
time.
a skill check though, because like now you can just move like if you don't see.
No,
just
the
move
skill check is going into your settings and turning your visual slider down to 10 so you don't see the flashbangs anymore. That's not a skill check, that's a settings check. That
Yeah, but you
sucks.
said you still get the visual noise, right? Like you still get the visual noise. It's less apparent, obviously, but like you still get it. Like the necromech as well. It's like much like, oh, you have to move here and then try and reassess the scenario. Like I am here to fuck you up. This is my no zone. It's the blue area, for example. Like I think what we need is more enemies like the necromech. We need more enemies like the Jade Light, in my opinion, like where they force you to move. Like that would be the biggest change to like the gameplay loop. Because right now we are in a horde shooter, and I think I really like the fact that all of the trash mobs are trash mobs. They do not matter. Like in RoboQuest, for example, like even the trash mobs, you have to take aim and shoot most of the time. Like they still matter.
Yeah.
in your
Yeah, they're all.
one-to-one
Yeah, you still have to line up your shots. That's what I was gonna get to as well. Like,
that shouldn't
it's-
happen
okay.
in Warframe. Like kinda. Like that shouldn't be how the enemies are balanced or how the spawns are.
again, I think it should just depend on the game mode.
Yeah,
Because
obviously, game mode
certain like defense missions, for example, I don't think it makes sense for a defense mission to have the same enemy structure as a survival mission, or to have the same structure as a mobile defense mission, right? I feel like for like mobile defense in particular, which is like my personal, like I fucking despise that game mode because it's go to a spot, wait for the timer, go to another spot, wait for the timer. It's miserable. Mobile defense has been my #1 hated game mode ever, but when I play mobile defense in any other video game, it's fine. If I have to go defend an area in Deep Rock Galactic, I'm never complaining about it, you know? I'm never upset to do hijack missions in Warframe. In Deep Rock, that is the escort mission. The escort mission in Deep Rock is literally my favorite, and in Warframe, it is a game mode that I dread even thinking about. It is like the most despised mission of all time in Warframe, but in any other game, it's enjoyable. Why is that? Enemy
I think
design,
for
enemy
me-
structure. It has to do with the gameplay loop because they're not designed for those missions in particular.
It's also
So,
just
like-
the fact that it's not in place in Warframe. Like Warframe's mechanics doesn't really want you to like, escort a drone. It doesn't want you to like
It doesn't.
escort
It's
these guys who
terrible.
are slowly dying. Because we are
And
so
the enemies-
used to fast-paced missions that you
And
can't
the-
really introduce anything to fix this issue. It's more like either redesign the mission from the ground up to make it more parkour like intensive.
Jade's
and, like,
laser
use more
should leave a trail. Also, I think they should have fall off if that's way it's not 5 rooms away cooking you. I agree with that, Sabs.
I agree with that. Having range attached to the Jade laser so that it's a little bit more of a close range type thing. That way it feels like that unit has to take space from you. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
because my thing is like, yeah,
The only way has
Warframe
subscribed. Very nice.
like the main way for Warframe to get changed in a good, meaningful way in enemy design is from doing the basic missions first and like making proper mission like enemies for that. Like each faction, like making them have more space takers like necromechs. Like for like the Grineers, like even the Sentients are a great example of this. Like many of these Sentients, obviously we don't fight them in hordes because that would be ridiculous. But like the beams, they are properly taking space. Like they make you think about maybe going out of dodge, or you're tanky enough to where you can tank it. But like in a significant amount of them, you are kind of forced to move away. Like I think we just need more enemies like that, where they force space to be taken, force you to move. Because if you just are forced to move and can't be set up with like a cloak arrow, you can't be set up with like just 2 or 3 choke points, you're forced to move out of the like a zone that you're standing in and camping, in like say survival or defense even. Like would be an argument for this. Any game mode in general, even Exterminate would have some reason for this. Like throwing you off the beaten path where you have the enemy radar and seeing future where the enemies are. Like just having simple space takers would make it so every game would feel better. Then they could maybe start thinking about, okay, how could we make specific game modes more interesting? But theoretically, if the space takers are good enough design, even disruption would be like more disruptive.
Hey, Mythical. How you doing, buddy?
It's kind of a yes and no situation with that, because while space taking is an important part of enemy design, and while I 100% agree that there should be enemies that do take space 110%, the way they go about taking that space is, in my opinion, way more important, because like if an enemy rushes you, right, and that enemy you know is going to fuck you up because it's going to do something that disrupts you in one way or another, naturally you're going to move away from it, right? It doesn't need to force you out of position. It doesn't need to like actively like forcibly take your hand and be like, nope, you're going over here now, or nope, I'm doing something that's going to put you out of that. You just don't want to be in that guy's line of fire anyways, because being in that guy's line of fire is going to fuck you up.
Like
so there's an intuitive
activist.
space taking. There's an intuitive space taking, and then there's a forceful space taking, right?
Yeah,
so like there's game sense with it. And another thing is, aside from game sense and aside from game design, let's also talk about map design, and let's talk about the fact that none of the maps are designed with good natural cover. They're designed to be fun to move through, and they're designed to be moved around and designed to be moved about. You don't really move through the missions from spot to spot, from cover to cover, from place to place, because the tiles are designed to be moved through, not inside of or not internally. So like, there's enemy design, there's map design, there's mission design, and all of those 3 things together are fundamentally what make up the problem of why the gunplay and like why the enemies feel so bad, why the enemies feel so not impactful. Well, why would I ever take cover in Warframe, right? Why would I ever sit behind a corner and like wait for a reload and then peek my head out when the enemies stop shooting? The enemies never stop shooting, so I don't ever have a moment to breathe, to gun the enemies down, because they're always shooting at me. So taking cover is pointless. I'd rather be invulnerable. Why would I ever deal with an impactful enemy or a special enemy when the special enemies just are immune to everything all the time, and they all have abilities and they all have giga health bars? Why would I care about these trash units at all ever when the only thing that matters is the giga enemies? So it's like there's no give and take, there's no balance.
Yeah, but
in the enemy design at all,
and balance the big enemies, right? Like just to put into perspective for these like space takers, like in Orc Must Die, one of my favorite enemies are a tiger kind of hulking horde, which will run at you and slash you to pieces if you let them.
Wait, hold on. It's not a tiger. It's V. What's it called? Not V. Kobold.
It looks like a
Kobold.
tiger.
That's an interesting idea. I think we should get Zanuka like enemy as almost like an Acolyte spawn. That way we actually have something to focus on, which is purely made to fuck with us, like making a Vault Shield or status immunity or something.
Yeah, but like what I'm trying to get at is at least like we are in a game where taking cover shouldn't be like the de facto option. It should rarely be an option. like CC abilities should be the ones to take that mantle if it ends up happening, right? Like if this was really well done, like the space taking enemies properly did their job, but were slowed by CC enemies, all of a sudden CC enemies would actually have a place in the game, right? Like having proper space taking enemies would, in a game like Warframe, would massively increase the reasons to have traps like CC and like those kinds of abilities. Because right now,
Again, it's a moment to moment, it's a game mode to game mode type thing. In mobile defense, sure, 100%. In defense, sure, 100%. In survival, fuck no. In survival, absolutely not. Cover to cover and moment to moment and place to place, it sounds way more fun and way more engaging. In something like defense or in something like mobile defense, where it's like, I have to keep this thing safe. Oh, but here's the space taker who's going to force me out of position. Now I have to deal with that so that I can go back to defending the target from these big impactful enemies that are coming in. That makes a lot more sense. It's just one of those things where it depends entirely on the time and place.
Should be based on
like certain
session,
game modes, it absolutely makes sense to have space takers, and then others, it doesn't make sense at all because it hinders gameplay flow.
But this is opinion based, right? Like this wouldn't be a problem in a game like Warframe because we're in a game where we want the big space taker that like will fuck us up if we let it be. Like we want the like kind of like necromech kind of style. Like think mirror defense. People love how the necromech work in mirror defense specifically, right? Like where you have to kill it to reduce the timer. In survival, it would be like more of a you have to like maybe swap rooms to then have proper time to deal with this. Like it would be like the necromechs in survival environment. Like think this guy is going to like do more harm to you. Like think like we don't really have a big bad damage dealer, but like imagine if there was like just in any game.
I like that. Well, we don't have a big bad damage dealer, but imagine if there was one. It's the Warframe issue fundamentally. Like I know what you mean.
I just want them to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all we need is a big damage dealer that forces you to deal with them. Like someone who's very telegraphed in how they move to you. They telegraph who they're moving to, but they're like, if I get to melee range with it, it's like playing tag. It's like he's playing tag with you. If he tags you, you're dead, and he'll move to the next guy. So you have to.
People complained about that with the Kuvaliches. You remember when you used to fail a stab?
Yeah, and
he would down you. Bro, people cried about that.
To be fair, the argument against it, because I understood the argument against it, and I actually did kind of agree. The argument against the auto fail when you didn't get the stab correct is that it's just a guessing game of whether or not you have the right order. There's no control over it, so it's not like a skill check. It's not like you failed a skill check. You just died because, and so it just ate a revive, and it was just dumb. Which I completely agreed with. I was like, it's just dumb. I just died for no reason. I didn't fail. I just didn't guess correctly. And like the whole point is you have to guess over and over again. So like, what's the point of punishing the player for guessing? That doesn't make any sense. Like it was counterintuitive. So I understood people complaining about that. It didn't make sense in my brain either.
Interrupting, but I gotta go now. But you guys can still hang out. Yeah, I gotta go to Best Buy. I gotta pick up some stuff. But anybody that's watching my stream, if you guys want to continue this, Gamble, you're still streaming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody that's on my stream, you guys can go head over there, but I will see you guys later, alright? Have fun, you guys.
Wait, Sai, put a link to the stream, or maybe,
Oh yeah, 1 second.
Just to be sure, right?
Listening to what y'all are talking about, I think I see where you're going with this. And honestly, Warframe has most of this covered.
Hey, Bear,
it's just not being utilized.
Yeah, like we have the enemies already like kind of done and made. I just think they need to balance it around base game modes. Like having just a simple like if the Greeneers had a very simple unit that just walked to you with massive single target melee range damage, like that would be enough for most Greeneer missions to feel like, oh, you actually have some like agency to make sure that you maybe even have CC for him.
Alright boys, I'm gonna put the stream here in case you guys want to hear what the rest of the team has to say.
I like that.
Thank you, sir.
But no worries.
Let me give a great example, because one of the things I noticed when